Recently, people online have been very nostalgic about 2016, which to me is kind of crazy because that was one of the worst years, ever. But one good thing did happen in 2016, and that was Sabrina Carpenter's sophomore album, Evolution. Today, I'm going to draw a few pictures based off some of the songs and discuss how much this album means to me and talk about how it's a hidden gem in Sabrina Carpenter's discography. Hi, I'm your host, Paper Izzy. Today, like I said, we're talking about Sabrina Carpenter's second album, Evolution. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more human-generated art, and let's get into it. I started listening to Sabrina Carpenter around 2016. Maybe it was into 2015 that I started listening to her. I'm honestly not sure at this point. I started listening to her during her first album era for Eyes Wide Open, which is a fun album. I like it. It's so sweet. It's so like pure and innocent. It's so nice. I really enjoy it a lot. So when her second album was being released, I was very excited to see what she would do. And to my surprise, she ditched kind of the teen pop, like acoustic-y singer-songwriter aesthetic for something a bit more EDM inspired. I'm not going to say this is like an EDM album completely, but it definitely has a lot of EDM flourishes. It's very inspired, I feel like, by Justin Bieber's music of that era with his work with Skrillex. And it definitely has a lot of her earlier stylings in it, some of her writing and her voice. I mean, she was still very young. This is 10 years ago, so she was 16 when this album came out, and that's kind of crazy to me to think that it was 10 years ago that this album came out. My copy of the album is on CD, and it is falling apart because I had it in my car for so long. I listened to it, and I listened to it at work. I listened to it anytime I could. I really do love this album, and recently I've been wanting to revisit it, and one of my shorts for House Tour kind of blew up a little bit, and I thought, you know what, this is it. This is the time I'm going to talk more about Sabrina Carpenter. And I love her a lot. I've talked about her a lot before, so I'm not going to go too much into it, really. But I like that I've been a fan for so long, and I try not to be like pretentious or like, I'm like Toby Verjou is cool, but also like I say, oh, I love Sabrina Carpenter, and people will be like, oh, she's just like a basic pop star or whatever. And it's like she's been working her ass off for years to be where she is. And it's so exciting to see where she is now and where she's been. And today we're going to talk about where she's been. So let's get into it. The first track on the album is On Purpose. It is a fun song. It's a great album opener. I really enjoy it. On purpose. Yeah, I guess that we did it on purpose.
Whatever that means.
It's a lot of fun. Also on this album, her vocals are so good. She is a vocalist, first and foremost. And I think this album really does show off some of her like early vocal stylings, and it's very exciting, and I like it a lot. And On Purpose, it's a fun song. I can't say more about it than I already have. But I love the idea of the song. You fall in love with somebody and it all feels accidental, but at the end of the day, it's like, wow, I guess we did this on purpose. We found each other and we decided that, we're made for each other. And I think that's almost more beautiful than something like Fate, where it's like you've decided that you are the ones for each other. And I think that's a really beautiful thought. Track 2 is Feels Like Loneliness. Honestly, this feels like it could be a track that she would release today. Like it has, I feel like some of the beginnings of what she would do later on down the line. It has more of a sultry vibe, kind of like salsa-y, not exactly, but something in that realm, and I really like it. It's fun. Like I said, it kind of lays the groundwork for music she would make in the future, and I really like that. I mean, it's love feels like loneliness sometimes. It really does feel like a prototype for her more recent music, and I love it. Track 3 is probably the most iconic song off this album is Thumbs, and that's actually the first drawing that I'm working on right now. I had the idea of drawing her as like a anthropomorphic thumb. I don't know, it reminds me of like the Floops Flooblies or whatever from Spy Kids. Kind of cursed, but you know what? I like it. It's very random, but I do love the song Thumbs, and I see it kind of get brought up online a lot more recently. and people saying like, oh well, this is why she wasn't famous for so long, because this song is terrible. And I saw it on like there's like a subreddit about like terrible music, and I'm like, this is such a fun song, and it was her, kind of experimenting, I feel like. And I mean, I think it's a good song. It kind of, it gives like "We Didn't Start the Fire" and songs of that nature. I mean, obviously it's a more like kid friendly version, and it's just her experimenting, and I think like, why would you criticize that? Also, she didn't write it, but I think it's a good song. I think it's fun. This is like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm sad she doesn't perform or like do anything with her older music before she kind of blew up. And this is just one of those songs that is so fun, and I really like it. And like I said, it's iconic, y'all. It's iconic. You just can't argue with that. Queen of pop. So for the drawing, like I said, I wanted to do like an anthropomorphic thumb. I think it turned out pretty cute. And after I did it, I was like, God, what do I want to do for the background? I decided to embrace the lyric, "That's just the way of the world." And I think it turned out pretty cute. I love the pinks and the purples. I think it goes well with like the light blue dress I put her in, which kind of feels like a modern thing she would wear, sort of like what she wore on the Tiny Desk concert. Very great outfit, great look. And I really like this drawing. And stay tuned, because there are 2 more drawings for 2 more songs on this album. So keep watching. The 4th song is No Words. I like No Words a lot. This was a contender of one that I wanted to draw. Like, I love the line, "Ribs are a cage of a wild heart. I can hear your heart beating on the bars, beating on the bars, beating on the bars." And I think it's a good song. It has a great production. Kind of goes back to, I feel like, some of her music on her first album. It has that kind of vibe to it, but also a bit more evolved. Evolution, and evolution is like, the first part is EVOL, and it's like stylized like love backwards. Anyways, I like the album a lot, okay? I just like it. And I wish she would embrace some of this stuff more. Anyways, No Words. Very good song. This is one of my favorites. And I've really enjoyed it for, all these years. Like, it just has such a nice, like, the sound is so pleasing, and it's a fun song. I really like it. All right. Track 5 is Run and Hide, and it's the next drawing I'm doing for this. So originally, I did this drawing so I could make the thumbnail for this video, which sounds crazy, but that was like the first thing I did for this video was make the thumbnail. And I actually did it traditionally, mostly. I cut out the diamond shape and put the album artwork underneath it and took a few pictures and picked the very best one and used that for the thumbnail, because I'm not super tech savvy. I don't really know how to do a lot of like graphic design, like editing stuff. So I was just doing what I could do, and I think it turned out really cute. And then when I did that, it kind of inspired me to do for Run and Hide, because it is one of my favorite songs. When it came out, I was not out, and it was sort of like, for me, it meant a lot, because it was like, I don't want to run, I don't want to hide, like, I want to be loved. And it just really spoke to me as like 10 years ago. How old was I 10 years ago? 24? Oh my God. In my early 20s, like a queer kid in my early 20s, I was 24. But really, like 10 years ago, it does feel like I was a child. Just kind of wanting to embrace all of myself. And this song was such like a beautiful moment. And it really is like, I feel like the perfect middle of the album, because it has such a nice little break from some of like the more like dancey EDM moments. It's a really beautiful song, and I really wanted to draw a picture for it, so I kind of turned the thumbnail drawing into it. So since there was already the cutout, I wanted to do the drawing underneath it be like a rainbow, because like, I don't want to run, I don't want to hide, I don't want to be in the closet. So, showing like a rainbow going through me, I thought was really pretty. So I wanted to do this kind of geometric, like lined rainbow thing, like with the angles. And I think that turned out really cute. But after that, I was kind of stumped of what I wanted to do. So I did like a face, and I was like, oh, I hate this. But I couldn't turn back. I was too far in. So I just kept going and did another face on the opposite side, and pinks and purples. And I think it turned out really cute at the end. I don't know what else to say, y'all. I just think it's cute. So make sure you stay till the end of the video to see the beauty shots of all of these drawings. And there's still one more drawing that I'm going to do. So keep watching, y'all. Track 6 is Mirage. This was another contender for a song I wanted to draw for. And I kind of feel like I incorporated some of the ideas into the last drawing that I do. Like it has, like an EDM sound, of course. Like I mentioned, I'm just kind of beating a dead horse at this point. Where did that term come from? That's a scary term. Anyways, the production is so pleasant to listen to. And I really love the concept of like, everyone is trying to be this or be that, and it's all just fake. We are who we are. We are who we are. And we can pretend, but, a lot of that stuff is just a mirage. And I really like that, just be who you are. And that's, again, how I feel like this album does go well with her first album, because it has a lot of the same themes, but in a more grown up way. Obviously, she was just 16, but still, does that mean, oh, she was born in 2000? Ooh, that's crazy, y'all. Anyways, but I think that's what makes Evolution such a good album, because it really is an evolution of her first body of work into this, and it evolves further into what she is now, and I really like that. Track 7 is Don't Want It Back. This is another one that I really, really like. It's a wonderful love song. I really love the sentiment of like, you have my heart. I don't want it back. Like, I want you to have it. I want to be in love with you. And, it might be a mistake. It might be this. It might be that. But like, you have my heart. You have my love. I don't want it back. Again, the production is peak, as the kids would say. I love the production on this album. It is a refreshing change of pace. It's fun to listen to now because it really does feel like 2016, which is crazy, but it really does feel like that time period. But I still really like it. It's a fun song. It's emotional. It checks all the boxes for me. I really like it. Sabrina Carpenter's got my heart, and I don't want it back. I don't know what else to tell you. Track 8 is Shadows. This one, again, vocals. She's serving vocals on this one. I like it, but it's probably my least favorite song on the album. I don't know. It's not bad. I like it. I do. I love what she's trying to say in it. It's a little middle of the road, but I really do like this song too. I love the idea of it. Like, we all have your shadows, but it's like, I don't mind yours and you don't mind mine, and we're together and we love each other, even though things aren't perfect all the time. And I like that sort of idea with this album. It has a lot of that. Whereas like her first album is like everything kind of cheery and happy, where this one it's like, okay, things can go wrong, things can be bad, but we can still be happy and still be in love. And again, it's an evolution. I really love it. Okay, I love it. Number 9 is probably, after Thumbs, probably the most like pop forward song on the album. And I really like it. I think it speaks to her being like a child star and needing space and needing time. And, she's going to make mistakes. And I feel like it's a nice precursor for like what she's going to go through later on in her career of like, yeah, like I'm famous and I have eyes on me all the time, but like I need space. I need room to be myself. And I love the kind of callback to shadows. Like I'm running from my shadows, running inside my dreams. And it's a fun, dancey pop song, and I really like it a lot. It's the penultimate song on the album, and I think it is a nice moment to kind of... I love when pop albums have, like, a few songs at the end that are just complete bangers that kind of is like, okay, yeah, the album is not over. We're having a good time, and I feel like this is this, and it still has a good message that she could still relate to now. This also feels kind of like something she could make now, but obviously, she does not care about her old music, which is whatever. It's her prerogative. Her prerogative. And last but not least, track 10, All We Have Is Love. And if you haven't guessed, because I haven't done any more drawing, this is the last drawing of the video. Yay! This song, I feel like it's a nice bookend to the album, because the album at the end of the day is about love and growth and... just the lyric of, they can tear this house down brick by brick, but all we need is love. And I just really love that concept, especially in today's world. It meant a lot in 2016 for obvious reasons. And for obvious reasons, it still means a lot now. And it really kind of speaks to the human condition. It's like, all these things are going on, but like at the end of the day, all we need is love. And I think it's a perfect ending to the album. And it again has like some really fun like EDM production. And This is a good album, okay? This is a good album, y'all. And I hope through this video you've seen like how much I appreciate this album. And if you haven't listened to Sabrina Carpenter's old stuff, I would implore you to go listen to it and keep an open mind. Like, yeah, some of it's a little cringy, a little old, whatever, but like you can just enjoy the music and see how she's evolved from that into where she is now. Now, for the drawing, I was really inspired by the lyric, "We could be royalty, king and queen of nowhere." So I really like that idea. And, you know, sort of with Mirage on my mind, I thought it would be cool to have like cactuses in a desert, one being like a king and a queen. And I think it's cute. The background is a little weird. It's like two or three big sandhills, but then it like is upside down and there's clouds. I don't know. It's a weird background, but I really like it. And I hope you really like it. I mean, I had a lot of fun drawing these drawings for this. You know, some of these album reviews, I'll do like a drawing for each song, but I wanted to mix it up a little bit and, you know, have just a couple songs that really stuck out to me. And that's what I did. I hope you liked this video. Have you listened to Sabrina Carpenter's early albums? Have you listened to Evolution? Like, what songs do you like? Let me know in the comments. What drawing is your favorite? What albums I should cover more in the future? Make sure to like and subscribe for more human-generated art. I'm going to be doing more anime content and, you know, whatever else y'all want to see. We hit 700 subscribers a few weeks ago, and I'm ready to get to 800 and get to 1,000. Like, getting to 1,000 by the end of the year will be so amazing. So please subscribe if you haven't. You know, I just love doing YouTube. And also I have a Patreon. It's only $5 a month. Obviously, like, I'm not trying to pressure anybody into it because money's tight because we live in hell. But it does help the channel out a lot. And I like sharing, you know, drawings and ideas early there. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the beauty shots. And just remember, you know, all we need is love. Like, it's a perfect bookend for the album, and it's a perfect bookend for this video. Thank you, Sabrina Carpenter. I love that I've been a fan of her for so long, and you know what? I may be a little pretentious about it, but I don't care. I love it, and I'm so happy that she has been making music. So, thank you for watching. Adios, amigos.